We've seen quite a bit of Team Spirit and PuckChamp, but it always seems like, I feel my analysts say, you know, Team Spirit, they're playing so clean. They know exactly their timing. So definitely a situation here where PuckChamp is going to have to bring their A game. They need a win here, but we will see.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch Team Spirit. They've been playing really effectively. I think Maposha's got to be one of my favorite 5-position players in the region. He's just always very consistent. We'll see if they run into each other, though. They do want to fight, it looks like, but decent place for the Witch Doctor to break his smoke.
I mean, on the bright side here, you do have the advantage of having a puck over on the side of Team Spirit. So you can throw out that orb, you can get a little bit of information without actually, you know, having to commit. So that will scout out everybody hanging out over in the castle area on the side of the Radiant. And they do have a ward over here as well. So I don't think we're going to see...
kind of interesting.
Do you think they're going to go in on this?
They definitely could. I mean, they're probably going to get Cask level 1 and Shadow Poison. If you get 5 stacks, it's a ton of damage. Like, they definitely could get a kill, especially if they get Ghoul Frenzy. It's like free Orb of Venom. So the level 1 fight on PuckChamp's not that strong.
They're going to go for a bit of a skirmish here. And look at this. They immediately turn around. They say, nope, we don't want to deal with what you have. And Collapse also making his way bottom. Picks himself up that rune.
So they get 3.
Yeah.
Not bad for Spirit. Yeah, they put the ward earlier to help contest that rune spot, and changing this up or predicting where your opponents are going to go is a really good way to just get a little bit extra advantage, get your items out a bit faster, that kind of thing.
They immediately spot out that ward getting dropped here too by Desperate, so that's going to be an easy D ward over in the mid lane. That feels kind of bad.
Yeah, I'm always really lazy about this too. I'm like, oh, I have a ward, whatever, I'll place it. But then they notice and they de-ward and it feels really rough. But yeah, that's the downside of placing it later. That's going to give Puck some free experience when he chooses to bring a sentry out.
Well, it looks like he's going to be going for the bottle rush in the first place here. So makes sense considering all the runes that are available now at the very early beginnings of this game. And Maposhka and Astral trying to just, you know, get some of these clicks off. He's not going to be able to save his wave here, but... Puts out a decent amount of damage, about half. Not too shabby.
I mean, that's excellent for 1 skill point, and Andy used a tango during that, so he just did like 400 damage. I mean, this is Witch Doctor's strongest point without a doubt, and he uses second sentry now to take out that observer ward. He knew his opponents were going to ward that cliff. Maposhka on top of this, and now Astral can't even stay and get the last hits because Maposhka's going to do the same thing again if he can land the Maledict, which isn't completely easy, but gets the last hit. They trade range creeps. This will be fine.
I think it's always interesting to see what supports, like, they're like sleeper, what do you call it? Like sleeper hits sort of thing?
Sleeper
because,
picks.
yeah, because, you know, you look at these other guys and you're like, oh man, they got so buffed up. But on the flip side, you know, there are supports that are set up to deal with, you know, these very tanky offlaners. You know, we've seen a lot of support coming out in terms of, you know, with the Witch Doctor versus Centaur or any of these Vanguard picker-uppers, right?
Yeah, that's kind of how patches work. The heroes just get really strong out of nowhere is what it feels like. Maposha is doing actually such a good job here. It does suck that the creep wave has been here for a long time because that means that Lifestealer is going to get less experience. But the fact that Maposhka hasn't been harassed much and he's still getting some last hits is good for their team.
Yeah,
Plus the D-ward, so.
He's got all the space in the world to be able to hit creeps too, which is nice over there for the Lifestealer. So.
When they make it to him, of course.
Eventually. But, you know, it's pressure they doesn't have to worry about. He can go hit up a camp or two for now. You know, there's other solutions. He's just not being harassed.
He almost picks up level 3, though, so not too bad for their safe lane so far. Kind of good for them to separate Witch Doctor from Lifestealer, though. The value is that Maledict will amplify your damage. So if you can go on somebody while Lifestealer's going to add damage, then you're going to do way more. And they're definitely going to think about making it go at some point. They're going on Witch Doctor instead, though.
Gets the cask off, and they're grouped up very tightly, so get that value bounces.
He's going to play it safe, though, and doesn't use Maledict afterwards, because realistically, you wouldn't be able to right-click. So he's doing a really good job just elongating his regen here, getting some pulls off, that kind of thing. Axes tons of last hits off in the other lane, though.
Tokyo grabbing up that bounty rune here is just going to go and get the last hit, orb away, easy peasy, and oh, he gets himself 2 of them. Even nicer.
Up the rune here. Ursa's sitting at 13 last hits. Oh.
It's just going to let... Oh, he can't quite get there fast enough. Look at him.
Oh, he's got it.
A little bit closer. There it is. There's the poke.
That's the worst when those ghost creeps mess you up like that. They give you the slow
The
at a
worst
really
are those-
crucial moment.
I still think the worst were the prowlers. Just walking past a camp, minding your own business sort of thing, and then they just decide like, oh yeah, we're gonna entangle you.
Yeah. Yep. So far, Razor is doing just fine in the mid lane. He does have more denies than Toronto Tokyo does, but their experience difference is not that massive, and it's not really like Razor 6 is going to change this matchup. And frankly, when I saw the Razor pick, I was thinking I thought it was more likely to be like a side lane type hero, is how it's been more popular lately. But hey, mid lane is going to be fine. And at later stages of the game, it's still a really, really good matchup against Lifestealer. Because Lifestealer, as we saw in some of the previous matches, very, very difficult hero to kill. But if you just sap a bunch of his damage, it doesn't feel as bad for him to just run and do whatever he wants in a fight. Demon may be dead here. Never mind.
Nah, Krylat's not gonna hard commit on this. But like you said, yes, the level 6 over on Desperate is not going to be quite as potent as, say, Toronto Tokyo picking up level 6 and starting to make these rotations. So still will match up nicely, like you said, but you know, when you have a Dream Coil, when you have an Axe that's going to be able to follow up, and you know, the fact he's also got that Vanguard online, it is going to put pressure down on PuckChamp.
His net worth is I don't know how his net worth is so much an outlier here with no kills. I wish I had watched this lane more, because he must have been like pulling the creep wave every single wave. Like part of the downside to this Oracle lane, yes, it can dispel battle hunger, but Axe has probably just been like pulling creep waves like this and jungling consistently. He does end up getting the kill here. This is a nice buff for Shadow Demon, actually. You can't dispel Shadow Poison anymore. This was removed because it just made the skill pretty much useless in the mid and late stages of the game, because a Lotus Orb, a Yule, so many things would just remove it. But now Oracle can't actually protect himself from it, so if you get enough stacks, it's just a kill. He didn't pop a stick in time, but I have a feeling it was a 5-stacker anyways. But yeah, Collapse is just insanely farmed. This is like, it's crazy to see this much separation. He just pulls every wave into a neutral camp, and it's just accelerating so fast.
I think that's just so scary, especially when you consider the fact that, you know, this Puck will have level 6. He'll be going in for those Dream Coils. Yeah, look at this. You got 3 stacks, 4 stacks of poison. Mira just gives him a 5th, and down goes Oracle.
Yeah, it was a little close. That 560 would have been reduced to like, what, mid 400s. So he was close to surviving. Maybe he could have wanded and saved him some. If anything, he should have skilled Fate's Edict. Give himself some magic resistance. That way, at least he could like heal himself or delay or defend against the damage. That would have been effective.
Collapse is a little bit short here as he tries to get the call off on Krylat. But again, this Axe is very scary. Like, look at him. He can tank these tower shots too if he really wants to. Just gonna keep poking away over here at Krylat. Does have to be careful, obviously, because of the stacks, but
yeah, that's the only worry really. But because Ursa doesn't have treads yet, it's not that bad. Oh, they're going on Axe.
Yeah, Desperate joining bottom here. Let's see, he was thinking about going for the call. He realizes, I don't really want this. It's gonna get rooted into place. Oh, nice banishment here coming out here from Mira. They get the call off. They're trying to just get as much damage as possible over here onto Krylat. It's looking very close, but it is going to be Krylat who survives. Only a couple stacks of Shadow Poison on him in the top lane, though. Couple bounces coming out. I'm not sure why Melee's is in this position. Gets the stomp. He still should pop here. And Yatoro will get the kill.
Just ran him down, probably. Ooh,
Mira?
A little.
Oh, Toronto Tokyo's here. Okay, there it is. There's the Dream Coil. Waning Rift coming in from Toronto Tokyo. Needs one more hit. We'll be able to get it. And now, it's a good save here coming out from Mira, because I think Krylat might have been able to get that final hit off if he wasn't disrupted.
Yeah, that was a big save by Mira here. They're not done diving, though.
What's happening? All of a sudden, it's go time everywhere on the map. Krylat is going to teleport out. Maposhka also sitting very low in that mid lane, just pushing them off the tower.
And Collapse committed a little hard to that. Like, the solo call on the Axe wasn't going to turn out well. If he was able to get the small camp into it, maybe it would have spun enough. But I didn't see if he bought boots before or after his death, but obviously that makes a difference as well. They get a D-ward as well. So, yeah, at this point, Ursa's in a bit of a tough position. He does pick up a Gloves of Haste now, which is really important. If he just had, like, Ring of Health while he's jungling, he's going to jungle way too slow. Ursa's not a fast jungler. He's okay, but it's not like some other heroes. So Axe is getting pretty much everything they wanted. On the other side of the map, the Centaur is doing fine. He has Vanguard, but it's not as fast. And he's died because of the power of the Witch Doctor. So lane stage is looking great for Spirit. They just need to not drop it.
They're trying to make some plays over here onto Maposhka, but they'll use the Stampede. They'll run Desperate out. Did have that Maledict on him, of course, and they were thinking about going in with the Shadow Poison. So he's going to back off.
Yeah, all of their cores are pretty tanky, but I mean, it's like the best game to have Maledict. Oh, they're going back in.
The Dream Coil gets used. They would really like to get this kill on Razor, and they just don't quite have enough damage. He's going to be able to escape. It's Astral backing off.
bit of a loss there, but it's okay. They're putting pressure on the map, and they already have a laning advantage, and they're still free farming on both Lifestealer and Axe in this time, so it's not really costing them that much.
I like this invasion that they've got going on. They'll find this nice stack over here on the side of Team Spirit, and they will force Melee's back a little bit. Have to be careful, though. They're going to try to protect it a little bit. Yatro still feeling very powerful. Knows he's got the rest of his team to back him up, but the pincer ring is coming out here. So go, they'll leash up Yatro. The stomp, though, coming back out. They'll be able to get the kill on Mira. But the stack is already taken.
Yeah, and it's forcing them to rotate over as well, which is one of the nice things about being aggressive like this. Like, obviously, Axe could have cleared it himself or whatever if he had gotten there, but they just rotate a couple heroes a short distance, and heroes like Razor would rather be like winning a lane or you know, decreasing somebody's farm potential by being a lane contester. But so far, he hasn't been able to accomplish that much. He's got 2 assists, but I mean, Puck is still doing as well as he is, so yes, he's still going to lane well or like be effective against Lifestealer later in the game, but right now it's not feeling good with what's going on.
Oh, we got the Blink Dagger completed now for Collapse, which means I think we're going to see this tempo get turned up even faster. And I'm not sure if PuckChamp's able to deal with that yet.
It's going to be difficult. Ursa's a long way until from Battle Fury, so all this time that he has farming is helping him, but it's not that amazing.
Ooh, Dream Coil gets used over here on the Nyx Assassin. They've got the stuns, they've got everything they need, and they get Astral.
Witch Doctor level 5, 3 levels of Maledict now. Very good kill potential paired with Axe or other people. Looks like Axe is planning pretty normal build from here, Phase Boots plus Blade Mail. Not all Axes buy Blade Mail these days, but it's going to be pretty good this game against somebody like Ursa, because Ursa does so much physical damage, and if you catch him, it could be great. They're smoking mid,
there it is. There's the call over onto the Razor. You can see the Oracle trying to protect him from some of this magical damage, but it eventually does wear off, and that's a kill for Miposhka. Mira starting to throw up these stacks, trying to get vision around this tower area. They have to be so careful now that Collapse has this Blink Dagger.
This is so difficult this early into the game with their disadvantage. I mean, Oracle's 4.5. If he has 6, this is different. They can sit behind somebody. He could have saved Razor's life, but his laning stage went so poorly with the Axe getting as much as he wanted. And now 2 catapults? How can you stop 2 catapults?
I don't know. They have to try, though, Purge. Look at this. You got the 2 carries and jump out immediately. Oh, look at the damage coming out here as they just try to burn it down, and they do manage to get the dunk off over onto Melee. So he got the Stampede. Desperate joining in the fight now, but he needs to be careful because they can turn right back around again if they'd like to. And that feels like Team Spirit, they're hanging out over in the mid lane. There's only so much that these 2 supports can do.
The Nyx is ready to go, but there's like no follow-up, and they've shown that they have crazy burst damage. Maledict plus Puck at this phase in the game makes Puck look like an incredible hero, and the mid tower just goes down. And has any other tower been pressured on the dire side? Barely nothing. All these towers are very, very healthy, so they're just going to control the map now, and it's so scary as well knowing that Axe has Blink, because he can farm really fast in here, and he's always ready to jump in if somebody gets a bit too close to where Witch Doctor is standing. I mean, Witch Doctor could solo kill a lot of these heroes. He could probably solo kill Razor. Like, he could almost solo kill Ursa if Ursa didn't have his ulti. Like, it's a scary game right now for PuckChamp.
Miposhka is one of those support players that just always has like fantastic positioning too. I can't tell you how many times, especially playing the Oracle, right? You see him like knowing that he is the person that has to be the save. He's got to stay alive. He's got to hit all of his buttons. And so it's just going to be very difficult for them. Even with like something like that Nyx Assassin who's going to be hunting, he's just not online yet either.
Yeah, it's the Nyx has been doing a really good job. I think he's been stabilizing his lane and being in the right place at the right time, but it's looking bad. Like as the heroes match up late game, the best thing they've got going for them is that Ursa is good against Lifestealer generally, and that Razor is also good against Lifestealer. So they have great core matchups against Lifestealer, but with Lifestealer's net worth higher than everybody else's, it doesn't exactly make it look great. And I think having Shadow Demon as a solution against Oracle is excellent. The 6 or 7 second constant dispel or purge of people is going to mean that the Oracle heal gets removed instantly. Fate's Edict gets removed instantly from any ally he casts it on. So yes, he can double somebody's healing, but if they're not getting healing from another source like Mech or Wand or Lifesteal, then he's not going to get as much bang for his buck out of his ultimate. And if they get low enough before he casts it, Axe is just going to chop him anyways. So Oracle doesn't look like the solution this game. He just hit 6 now, and they're pretty far behind still.
Ooh, we have a scary meat pinata coming out here where You've got Collapse, he's got a Life Stealer inside of him. Anyone he catches is just going to get blown up. And look at this, they're trying to make a play here on Toronto Tokyo, but over in the back lines, they're still chasing after Toronto Tokyo. He's juking around. Desperate is very fast. They've used the Stampede, but Dekalis went down while all this is going on. Oh, at the very last second, they do manage to get the kill. But now Miposhka, he's hunting. He wants Desperate. He's desperate for Desperate as they're hunting around the woods. Collapse is looking for the call. Not going to be able to quite do it, but I don't think he has any solutions here as he realizes he's definitely going to die. He cancels out that teleport, and he's just trying to just buy some more time for his team.
All things considered, not terrible. Getting the Puck kill is helpful. Puck had to ulti early there because he spotted the Razor and didn't want him to get out. But yeah, losing your life, not great, but ultimately still pressuring well on the map. They had to retreat, though the worst thing maybe is that they had to run towards their tier 3 towers because now it takes a longer time to get across the map again. Again, buying time for Ursa, whose farm level is looking pretty good. He just finished his Battle Fury, and his net worth's just a little bit behind his opponents, and he will farm faster than Life Stealer. So it's not the worst for PuckChamp. They get the tower as well. Like picking up that puck kill and making them run so far for the Razor was not bad at all. Definitely not what Team Spirit wanted to completely clinch out the game with no difficulty.
But I feel like the pressure is still kind of on PuckChamp here. Collapse, it's a new DPC record, by the way, getting that Blink Dagger at like 10 minutes or so. I think the next closest was 11 minutes or so. I'm sorry, I didn't get to see the stat. I saw it briefly, but you know, pressure feels like it's a little bit more on PuckChamp because you do have these combos of burst damages. Astral here does have the Spike Carapace, but they even use the Dream Coil. Toronto Tokyo is not messing around. He's not happy that he's being able to run away here, but Miposhka, very up forward here with Collapse. They've got the whole team. They're ready to fight, and this is the thing I'm concerned about. The Ursa has been farming very well. He's got that Battle Fury. He can out-farm, you know, a Life Stealer, but not when he's being pressured constantly, right?
Yeah, it's going to slow him down, basically. He has to walk from camp to camp in weird ways that aren't as efficient. That makes it harder for him to play his game. But either way, he's got some stacks going for him. His team is making him. He can always move to the top part of the map and pressure there. And he's picked up a win lace now, just to increase his movement speed in some of these early fights, which is a good grab. And either way, not having Dream Coil right now means that it's a little bit harder for Team Spirit to initiate. But they're doing such a good job playing in this area. They've got all their wards and the best possible places. If PuckChamp even thinks about trying to push out mid lane, they're going to get ganked. So they just basically have to move this forward while Ursa farms somewhere else.
They've got another Life Stealer bomb here over in Collapse. And they did a scan, so they know that they're in this area. The question is, who gets to jump on who? Because Melee's just finished that Blink Dagger, and he shows it off. I don't know about this, though. They'll turn right back around. The Stampede is out. They're going to try to just get themselves into a better position, but they go and they grab themselves up the Ursa, plus that Malediction. It's too much. Crylout immediately just crumbles. Impale on the back line, though. They do find Toronto Tokyo. Witch Doctor getting that ultimate off. Melee just wants to get out. He is not happy about this. Dekalis trying his best, trying to keep this Razor alive, but there's just too much of the spins. The dunks come out from Collapse, and now they're just going to chase down Desperate with a triple kill for Collapse.
Huge. You could really see their net worth advantage in that fight. Like, Axe got initiated on, and he's like, this is fine. He just walks in like no big deal. Like, oh, my Blink Dagger, the 2,000 net worth didn't get used. It's fine. I'm just going to walk in and still be a huge thorn on your side. He gets initiated on here. He's like, uh-oh, wait, never mind, I'm fine. And he goes in. That Soul Catcher did a ton of damage to the Centaur. If they had a Dream Coil right there, the fight would have been a little bit cleaner for Team Spirit, but getting that call on Axe and killing him instantly was a huge advantage to giving them space in that fight.
I mean, I think Collapse was more than happy to have them walk directly at him. I think,
yes.
you know, that was not the target that they wanted to chase after, for sure, because they just turned it right back around. And perhaps they didn't think that the whole team was there, but yeah, look at this. Stunned up.
But it was also, I believe, that Life Stealer had level 2 ulti probably at the start of the fight, so that was an extra 800 health on Axe. So even if they would have gone on him, it wouldn't have hurt in the slightest because he had almost 3k HP and he had a Vanguard and a Chainmail at that point. Like, he was not going to die to any initiation, and even if the entirety of PuckChamp had committed on him, it would have been still a good fight for Team Spirit, most likely.
And you can see already they're just right back here in the bottom lane. Miposhka's pairing up with Collapse here. They know that anyone who wanders across their path, most likely they're going to be able to get a kill.
It's a lot of pressure. Nether Shawl picked up. Not the best this game.
Oh, dear. It is, of course, the Centaur, the big tanky boy, who's not going to look very tanky at all here, because Miposhka will get another kill on him.
Maledict damage once again. Just giving him a lot.
Tokyo is going to be able to survive. For the back lines, they tried to turn this back around. Oh, he goes back in though. Oh, it's a nice save here. Coming out from Mira. Will protect Tokyo. And the jump forward here, Collapse getting ready, waiting for that spike carapace to end. And Toronto Tokyo jumps right back and he says, you thought that you could kill me. I'm going to turn this back around at you.
I thought that he could kill him too. I think the Nyx has been playing excellent. His ability usage has been, he's been reading the game so well. Like almost killing the puck there was really good, but not able to get the kill and things like that are just once again more deaths.
Mira was clutch there, right? Because like you said, it looked like he was definitely going down, but that
he needed like 2 hits probably, but yeah, it was really close. It was a good play.
Got some really deep vision getting dropped off over in the base, too. The map is just getting so much smaller. You can feel that PuckChamp's feeling a bit claustrophobic at this point because they want to get this Earth out. He has this Battle Fury. He has this Blink Dagger. He's working on a BKB next. But it's just they have to protect him. And it's so difficult to keep President Krylat alive, basically.
Yeah, the last fight was definitely an extreme situation.
The drag back. Maposhka's here. As we said before, the whole team's going to get on in this action, and that's a dead Centaur. Krylat, though, over on the back line, needs to be careful because Maposhka is absolutely still good as the Mirror does fall. Collapse, though. Okay, they get the Oracle ulti off over onto Desperate. Dream Coil coming in, though, as Toronto Tokyo joining into this fight. Yatoro just munching away. The dunk comes out from Collapse. Yet another kill. Blink Dagger's going to be off cooldown in just a second now. The Ursa already has his Blink, though, so is going to be able to escape. But I'm sure he's feeling a little spooked after that engagement.
Yeah, that was almost a fight they could have taken if the Razor had gotten Static Link off before his chain disable. He would have had a lot of damage and been able to potentially engage fully with the Oracle. He put a salve on him and everything. He had a good amount of heals there. But because he didn't pick up a Static Link, he would have to engage basically cold instead of warmed up, and then they just weren't likely to win the fight. But they did at least kill a support. The net worth disadvantage is pretty significant, and the vision advantage is insanely significant. Team Spirit's way ahead there, but they're getting some kills, they're buying some time, and Ursa's farm is still looking pretty good.
But they have a spy cam in their own base at this point. When you talk about the vision, like it's just everywhere. They know all of their moves. It is just so difficult for PuckChamp to get out of this base. They're trying their best, but every time they show up, there is an axe, and there is usually a witch doctor, and it usually ends up in a dead PuckChamp member. And look, we've even got stacks still going on, although Astral looking like he was going to try to maybe poke over there at this courier. Does grab up the bounty room, but they should be aware that somebody's hanging out over here.
He actually can't see the courier where he's standing right now, so I don't know if he's aware that it's there. Looking for here oh, he might grab it now, actually.
Yeah, he sees it. Nothing on it, but definitely, small victories. You'll take what you can get, as looks like PuckChamp's going to try to Roche.
They should. We'll see if they can get away with this, but they must have smoked in. No, here comes
Spirit. They're on their way. Gotta get this done fast as Collapse again. This Lifestealer bomb. Immediately they come out. Krylat snatches up the Aegis, but they get the kill on Roshan. Oh, they're not happy about this. The Stampede comes out. Toronto Tokyo trying to get over there fast enough. He wants to get a Dream Coil down. Hunting over on the side here. The blinks are coming out. Toronto Tokyo goes with the Dream Coil. They should be able to go get the kill on the Oracle. And there's the call here coming out from Collapse. One donk over there. Oh, they see him. Did they get vision?
They don't see him. They don't see him.
But it dogged. Oh my gosh.
I don't think they saw that the cast could bounce. I don't think it gives vision when it hits people. So either way, still amazing. They took Roche.
Desperate. Immediately Eye of the Storm, but you've got the Blade Mail. You've got the damage. That is a dead Desperate.
That death is pretty rough. I mean, I don't blame, whatever. They stole Roshan. That was a good play. They lost Oracle as they retreated. Stampede is used perfectly there to get everybody out. But losing the Razor as well, I think that one's a sloppy mistake. They could have gotten back on the map right now, if not for this death. Here, you did use ulti, so the call didn't last very long. That's how he was able to still pick up the Aegis, but perfect timing for them to show up. 135 gold each, stolen away from PuckChamp. But most importantly, that Razor kill just gives Team Spirit another 40 seconds to do whatever they want on the map.
It's like we're gonna see an Ags picked up for Collapse eventually here.
Ooh. That's, we don't see that too often, but when you're this far ahead, you get to be flexible with your item build. He's maybe in a BOTs first. He'll jump his movement speed heavily, but Ags it doesn't do the AoE Battle Hunger that lowers damage anymore, and now does, when you call, it applies Battle Hunger to people, lowers their armor by 7, gives you 7 armor while the Battle Hunger is active.
He's getting the calls of his life here. Jump forward again. It is, of course, the Razor who will get dunked. Dunking on Desperate should be the name of this game.
Yeah, I mean, he's right outside his base. Like,
He can't do
that
anything.
feels safe, but yeah.
There's just no breathing room for this poor PuckChamp. And it's getting even tighter as they've invaded their home. Stomp comes off here, but the rage immediately from Yatoro. No problem. Krylat's doing everything he can. He's trying to farm up on the other side of the map. It is... he needs so much to get his team back into this game.
He does have the BKB though. It looks like he's queuing up Shard, which would give him Enrage whenever he uses Earth Shock for a bit of time, but he might get ganked here.
Oh, they spot him! They've got the coil! This is one bear who's all leashed up. He'll snap, and there's no one else quite ready to come jump after him yet. He's going to try to bunny hop around here in the trees. They'll use the Stampede. Tokyo still hunting. Doesn't have anything to cancel out, though, so...
Good juking there. They might get him on the way out. Nah, okay. He's out safely. They're afraid of their team coming now. A little scary, though.
I think they expect them to try to make a play on Krylat here. They're going to smoke up behind the bear.
Bit late. I mean, maybe when he shows on the creep wave, they'll come back, but I'm sure they expect with no coil, they probably won't invade now. At least they'll wait a bit for a reset.
I was going to say, though, do they need a coil? They have Collapse. He has been landing some insane calls here.
He has, but it's just a little dangerous here. I mean, they know they have an advantage. When you waste coil like that, or you give your opponents time to react, it's kind of a bad idea just to go fight where they just knew that you were there, because they're going to set up for this. They put wards down, you know? On Mira.
Jump forward. Disruption buys a little bit more time. Aposhka getting its position, looking maybe for the call. The call comes out here from Collapse. They'll still end up losing here. The dunk comes out.
Oh, man.
That is Aegis down, friends, as Toronto Tokyo poking on the back lines. Krylat now running away. Collapse waiting patiently. Will get the Blink Dagger canceled. He's got a Lifestealer bomb in him. He's just waiting for that perfect moment as he jumps forward. He finds himself quite a few heroes here. As immediately Astral is blown up. Yatoro is a little bit scared. He is trying to run out over on the back lines. It looks like they are going to lose Toronto Tokyo. Collapse, though. He's got that Blade Mail up, but he has to be careful. They get a little bit of that damage up to go, and they'll use the Stampede. Melee, he's looking. They do manage to find Collapse over here on the tree line. They get the stun off. Maposhka running for his life. Does manage to break ankles a little bit, but eventually Collapse goes down. Maposhka also to fall, and it is just the Lifestealer who will be able to make it out of that engagement alive.
I mean, it's a perfect example of what they were scared of might happen. They moved into an area where their opponents just reacted to their hard carry almost getting killed. They had vision advantage. They got to initiate on the Shadow Demon, who was forced to defensively disrupt, but still died. So that hero was dead right at the start of the engagement. And they used their best initiation to kill just an Aegis, which was kind of close to timing out anyway. So perfect scenario there for PuckChamp. They win a fight. They get a 5K net worth advantage back to where they were. Uh-oh.
What's better?
See what he all chatted? There was something. Don't look, it's the lobby password.
Don't look, why would you show that? No. Time to change the password, boys.
We know what was on his clipboard, guys.
What was he about to send? That was the real question, Purge. That is a question that, depending on who wins this match, you know?
Not sure. Oh, maybe like Roche, Aegis Timer or something. Not sure.
I like how you go for something very innocent and like game-related.
I mean, like people copy-paste their social security numbers often or something.
The Infest popping out. They wait timing-wise. They've got plenty of physical damage, though, to push out over onto Melee. So Melees will go down. Double damage, of course, picked up on Yatoro. They would love to grab anyone else, but you can see PuckChamp already running for the hills.
Yep, back to the normal. I'm like looking at the Centaur die, and I'm like, is there any item solution to this? And I'm really struggling here. Maybe Ghost Scepter or something would actually be okay, because then the ulti from Witch Doctor wouldn't hit you, but he was kind of chain stunned, so.
Yatoro immediately gonna get found, is playing over here on Astral. They'll get a little bit of the link off, but they're afraid. They know that they've got the follow-up coming out from the side of Team Spirit. So even though they run into a hero that they would love to take out of the equation, it's just too scary.
Yeah, if they have Basher on Ursa right there, that's a completely different fight. They might commit to it, because then they could actually chain stun him through Rage. But with Rage up, he could just easily disengage whenever he wants to. Just safer for them to wait and reset. And they sprint Krylat all the way to the bot lane again. Split push out that lane. It's pretty safe for him to do this. And the rest of the team is just going to have to stick us forward with Centaur probably dying a few more times.
It really stinks when you're the bullet sponge for your team, where, you know, it's like, okay, guys, I'm probably gonna die. I'm gonna put myself up forward though, because it's gonna take them longer to kill me. Like it's a whole like apocalypse strategy. It feels, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's very important that you do that. Otherwise, it's people like your Shadow Demon dying first. They need them in the front. Ursa's got his shard ready. See if they're hunting here.
You think they can make something on Toronto Tokyo though? Is the question.
Absolutely.
They have the lockdown for long enough. Stroll?
He was trying to anticipate Puck jumping into that wave to double nuke it, so he was just gambling that like Puck would go in at that exact moment. Because if he did land that spike carapace, that's a dead Puck. And that would have been a huge play. It was a cool move.
Gotta do some of these riskier plays if you want to get any breathing room here, because otherwise it just feels like a slow bleed.
Big neutrals here. 2 orbs of destruction. They're good on both Lifestealer and the Ursa. I think Ursa's probably going to keep that though. That's like free Scotty basically.
Look at the movement coming out here from the side of a Spirit. They saw the centaur and they're trying to get in position. But PuckChamp, they're tight up. They don't want to get picked off here. They're protecting their bear. And again, it is just melees in the front and foremost because, you know, none of these other guys can afford to get caught.
There could be some evasion issues for Ursa right now. The Elven Tunic plus the evasion talent on Lifestealers make him hard to kill, but he's almost got Basher. He's really, really close to it. His neutral item is not equipped though. Somebody must have sent back the Orb of Destruction. They might go on Razor.
They know he's there. There's the call to burst out immediately, and they're going to try to keep him alive. They've got the save coming out for the Oracle over the back lines. Melees gets the stomp off. The follow up with the Dream Coil, and the Silas is not looking great here as they go. They use the Stampede. They'll get the kill onto Astral. He's just immediately, you know, has that BKB. Melees on the back line, probably going to tick down, but look at the people. They're just immediately conting around. They've got this Ursa, and they just control the bear, throw him in the cage, and say, get out of my game. Dakalis next to full. Melees does somehow make it out alive. I figured he was going to tick down,
surprised. Me too. I thought he was dead for sure. He had to counter initiate to buy some time there. They had to pop Oracle ulti right away. Like the power of Soul Catcher plus Axe is insane so far. All these really tanky heroes. Watch how fast his HP goes down and watch how much it goes up afterwards. Soul Catcher, and then it gets dispelled and he gains a bunch back because of the Oracle ulti. But they're taking off like, what, 40% of their HP? 35% of his current health with Soul Catcher. And it's getting them so low that they get these chops off. I actually can't believe that Melee survived. That's insane. But yeah, if Ursa doesn't kill like the first target he goes on, he's going to have a bad time. And the guy that he went on got disrupted, which just made his BKB feel so much worse.
The save was just so good. He had a double damage rune the entire time too. Like you expect that he's able to blow up at least one of these supports, but look at this. Yatro just hitching a ride in Maposhka is like, yeah, I dare you. Dare you to jump on my buddy. Let's go. Don't pick on the little guy.
Let's look a little vulnerable on the Witch Doctor, all right, but so far, this is the power of initiating first. If you get to go in first like that, your opponents have to react and make less than ideal decisions. And another thing as well, again, Ursa didn't have a neutral item in that fight. That could have mattered potentially.
Collapse, gets the taunt off, drags back over onto Melees, but look at this. You see Yatoro, he does get disarmed. They do have the Heaven's Halberd. There's going to be the Rage out. He doesn't want to be here any longer. They've managed to take down Maposhka, and Collapse will have to run out.
Not terrible.
Oh, they
he
want
ends
more.
Up going for Titan Sliver too.
Do they go Roche? I think you get a pick. Oh, Mira. Mira will present himself. Stomp forward over onto Melee. He's not going to be able to quite land over here. The BKB comes out, but the taunt was already on here. As Collapse dragging back does have that. Oh, Miposhka buying back, wants to be a part. There's going to be a Dream Coil over in the back lines. Yatoro just smacking away. Does have to be careful though. He's drained a lot of that damage as Krylat now running for the hills. Miposhka gets died back here. They find an opening here. Melee's looking for the stomp, waiting patiently. Yatoro going right back in as Toronto Tokyo is just poking back and forth, but over on the side, these are big tanky boys. When you don't have that Witch Doctor, things definitely get a little bit more difficult.
He can maybe go back in. He's got ulti again. He's got Enrage again here. And he killed Miposhka twice. They can get the damage suck. The Axe is the scary one, basically.
Oh, stomp. Yatoro, just a little bit too fast here with those fingers. Gets Rage.
And one of the weaknesses of Centaur. But I haven't felt it too much these days because his laning stage is so good, but that stun is pretty easy to dodge. You are paying close attention.
It is indeed
and
a telegraphed stun.
They want to take Roche instead. They've got 20 seconds with no Maledict. That's a big deal here.
I feel like you're still afraid of Collapse though, right?
He's scary, yeah. You got to try to interrupt him before he gets there. That's the goal of Nyx Assassin. He's got Blink Dagger, he's got Vendetta. He just has to see him coming and interrupt.
Got the gem on him too. Look at this. It's just Melee's with the taunts. Like, come on, guys, I dare you. Do you manage to get the stop up for the follow-up collapse here with that blade mail? It does so much damage. And just does get popped over on the back lines as they manage to hold him down. Melee's going down. Krylat now does have the BKB. The snap, though, coming up over here onto this Razor.
Tells you that he's got his ultimate, or he's got the axe that picked up.
Oh, the jump forward again. Taunt coming out from Collapse. The rest of the team, Aeon just does proc. Krylat, he needs help. He's not going to have it as Astra goes down, and so does Krylat.
They really didn't want to lose Roche there, but it just would have been better if they walked to high ground, I feel like, and hit creeps rather than continue to fish. It's just Ursa's burst damage just doesn't feel that intense, and I get why like status resistance and magic resistance on Titan Sliver is good, but I can't help but just wish that he had Orb of Destruction a little bit, because it would give him a big slow advantage against like the Lifestealer and the Axe, who he's really trying to kill here. I don't know, maybe he made the better neutral item decision, maybe it wouldn't matter, but it's just they're just having a lot of trouble getting these pickoffs when there's disruption saves and all these other abilities that are making it hard for them to get these kills on these tanky heroes.
The kiting has been real this game on this poor Ursa. He's trying to make the moves. And the other problem, Mira finds himself an Oracle, a bit of an Oracle himself here, knowing about this positioning. And Dekalis, he's trying, but he's not going to survive this. Look at Collapse. He wanted that final hit. He's not going to get it. That belongs to Mira, thank you.
Yeah, he was ready to go for the chop in case he tries to get out there.
Dream Coil gets used. We'll get the snap. Still
he can't
leashed up over here. BKB does come out. He's trying. Collapse with the taunt. Couple of clicks. Down goes Desperate.
That's just a second kill that shouldn't happen, but Toronto Tokyo's ahead of it, ahead of the game. He knows what to expect. He gets there in time, and he shuts him down. Getting the ulti off with the Ags just means, yeah, good luck getting out of that one. Your team's going to show up, and it's going to be hard.
Yeah, they tried. Look at all the sentries that they're putting out, trying to just get back their jungle, trying anything. Okay, yeah, we do get the Ag Shard over on the Puck. Looks like Yatro just chunking away here. They're going to try to make a wrap play, it seems, but Toronto Tokyo is, of course, very front and forward here. Collapse looking for the opening. Nice stun out here from Melees. Do they have the damage, though? Are they going to be able to do it? They do have the BKB. They'll dust up. Over on the other side here, Yatro trying to put the damage over onto Melees, getting a couple of these bonks up. They have this pigs. They want to take down Krylat here. They have the Lotus Orb over on Yatro, and they're doing a decent chunk of damage, but not quite enough to take down this Ursa. They're going to have to reset.
Fierce Swipes is still on him for a while here, so if he does go high ground, they could maybe initiate here. But they've got 13 seconds till Enrage is up, so gotta be a little careful for a bit here. Bonus 400 damage if he goes in now.
Pushka's gotta be careful with his positioning as well. They are very, not dependent, but, you know, his spells are very important to these fights.
They are.
Lotus Orb placed over on Yatoro. They're just gonna protect him. Make sure that, you know, he's not going to be able to get easily initiated upon. Krylat.
Game is so scary.
Oh, man, this guy, he's trying. He's trying so hard, Purge.
He is, yeah. He's got to cross the map like this. This is super normal. If your opponents are pushing the opposite side of the map and you can't fight them, you go push the other side. That way they have to follow or run after you. But he's hoping somebody will TP here and they can get a pick off. But at this point...
This feels like one of those.
Doesn't look like he'll get it.
One of those pictures, like a minute before the incident happened, sort of thing, with the way that they keep playing around each other. It's making me very nervous.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, they just want a free pick off really bad, especially with the Sentry Ward. They just want to see that, and look what they do. They just go in through the other lanes. They don't want to have to go chase the creep wave. If they've got the other two waves pushing, they don't have to go contest this. It's much safer the way they're doing it.
Tokyo's got the gem too. Stomp from Melees. He was trying to sap as much damage away here, but it doesn't seem to matter because they have plenty of damage coming out from the Witch Doctor. Gets that off and then Collapse with the nice call over here on the side. They get a big dunk off. Down goes Desperate. This bear is all leashed up, as is the Nyx Assassin. They're just chasing them down over here by these tier 4s, and they're just ripping them apart. Buyback now coming out from Astral. He is angry. He wants to be back in this game, but it's looking pretty desperate here. For the side of PuckChamp, the call coming out. They've got the Aeon disc over here on Mira, though. On the back lines, it looks like Collapse gets himself a triple kill. And now Krylat, he's trying. He wants Mapochka. He hates him so much, but he can't. The GG gets called.
Yeah, he opened up his scoreboard there and gave him the tip. He knew the game was over, but he did his best. He got his Battle Fury, he had a good timing. His laning stage was difficult. He had to leave pretty early.